While researching a topic, a student has taken the following notes. Physicist Muluneh Abebe was working on a garment suited for both warm and cold conditions. He analyzed the emissivity, or ability to emit heat, of the materials he planned to use. Abebe found that reflective metal fibers emitted almost no heat and had an emissivity of 0.02. He found that silicon carbide fibers absorbed large amounts of heat and had an emissivity of 0.74. The amount of heat a material absorbs is equal to the amount of heat it emits, as evidenced in Abebe's analyses. The student wants to contrast the emissivity of reflective metal fibers with that of silicon carbide fibers. Which choice most effectively uses relevant information from the notes to accomplish this goal? A. The ability of reflective metal fibers and silicon carbide fibers to emit heat was determined by an analysis of each material's emissivity. B. The amount of heat a material absorbs is equal to the amount it emits, as evidenced in Abebe's analyses. C. Though the reflective metal fibers and silicon carbide fibers had different rates of emissivity, Abebe planned to use both in a garment. D. Whereas the reflective metal fibers had an emissivity of just 0.02, the silicon carbide fibers absorbed large amounts of heat, resulting in an emissivity of 0.74.
So question number 31, the student is researching a topic and he has collected some information about the garment suited for both warm and cold conditions. Then he has some emissivity of 0.02 he has found in reflective metal fibers, which have almost no heat. And there's also some information about silicon carbide fibers, which absorb large amounts of heat, and they have emissivity of 0.74, it says. Now, what does the student want? The student wants to contrast, or he wants to show the difference in the emissivity of reflective metal fibers with that of silicon carbide fibers. So, which answer should he choose to show this contrast? So, if you say D, well done. Choice D is the best answer. The sentence uses whereas to contrast the emissivities of the two fibers, noting that the emissivity of the reflective metal fibers was just 0.02, far lower than that of silicon carbide fibers, which is 0.74. So this is using the exact numbers, and it's also using the word whereas to effectively contrast the emissivity of these fibers.
Choice A is incorrect. The sentence emphasizes the ability of reflective metal fibers and silicon carbide fibers to emit heat. It doesn't contrast the emissivities of the two fibers. Choice B is incorrect. The sentence states a law of thermodynamics. The amount of heat a material absorbs is equal to the amount it emits. The sentence doesn't contrast the emissivity of reflective metal fibers with that of silicon carbide fibers. Choice C is incorrect. While the sentence includes a generalization about the emissivities of reflective metal fibers and silicon carbide fibers, it emphasizes Abebe's plans for their use in a garment. It doesn't contrast the emissivities of the two fibers.